But Johnny, let's move on into our last topic. And before we get into it, though, this is kind of so
they do tie together, so it works anyways.
If you're on YouTube, this is a cross from yesterday's topic. If you're on Blog Talk Radio, this is straight on through for you. Johnny, in between our recording segments, caught something
from the poster.
From the poster we talked about. We were talking about the Infinity Stones and how, like, in Infinity War, which ones are going to be with which group. And if you look at it, and I'm going to put it up right now, what you guys can see, the Iron Man group, green tint. What stone is that, Johnny?
Time Stone.
Not the Time Stone. Is it the Time? The
Time Stone, I have Agamotto.
I was thinking yellow, which is the Mind. So you got the Time Stone. Yellow for the Cap group, which is...
The Mind Stone.
The Mind
with
Stone,
Vision.
which is Vision. If you look in the top, what would that be? The top left? You see a faint sliver of red right over Drax and Star-Lord.
And a little bit over Rocket, which kind of what makes you wonder what the group is going to be now.
And the rest of them, Loki, Thor, Groot, and maybe Rocket, purple.
Yep.
So that means...
It's a slight tint of purple. It's really hard to see, but it's there.
3 are going to the Nova Corps. 2 or 3 are going to the Collector.
Yep.
And then I think in the top right, it's fainter, but that's more of a bluish tint to me.
Yeah.
So we have all the stones represented, except the one
that we're going to talk
about right now. And that's going to be the Soulstone.
Yes.
The reason why I am bringing this to the table, Johnny, is because there's an article on ScreenRant.com.
Yeah.
Which I'm going to include it in the description for you guys. But it's basically, we've talked about the Soulstone before. Actually, I believe our very first podcast that you and I ever did.
One of them was.
We talked about
the Soulstone.
Where the Soulstone could be or where it will be when we get to. At that time, we didn't even know Thor Ragnarok would be a thing. We just kind of knew, hey, there's going to be a Thor movie. We don't know what it's going to be. And I'm looking exactly to see if we talked about it once or twice here on the podcast. We only talked about it once, and that was 7 months ago.
Wow.
7 months ago, we talked about
7 whole months ago.
Where will we find the Soul Stone or the Soul Gem?
Yeah.
For the Infinity Stones. And there's a theory that came out where I'm on the side of it's Heimdall. I am very adamant that Heimdall has the stone.
Agreed.
However, there's a theory from Screen Rants that is asking, does Odin have the Soul Stone? And here's what I'm gonna kind of paraphrase for everyone who's not going to read the article, but if you want to read the article, there are spoilers. If they're like, the way they put them is, needless to say, there may be spoilers ahead should our theory prove true. Mm-hmm. So should the theory prove true, spoilers. If not, sorry, no spoilers, bro. It's down below. If you want to read it, go ahead, but I'm going to paraphrase for those of you who do not want to read it.
Yeah.
And basically what they're doing is they're pulling stuff from the trailer. So the first thing they pull is the scene where Hela, with her hair down, no headdress, catches Thor's hammer and makes it explode.
Yeah.
What they are saying is basically that Thor finds out Loki is basically Odin in disguise, and he had banished Odin, and now we get Odin.
Yeah.
And they're going to find Odin. Hela's going to find Odin, because what they don't know that Hela knows is that he has the Soul Stone. That the Soul Stone is basically behind his eye patch.
Eye patch.
So that's the first thing, and they kind of do it with 2 parts. In the alley where you would find Odin, and then they talk about after in the trailer, you see Hela with now the headdress with a orangey yellow tint to her, which is the same color as the Soul Stone. And they're like, you know what? Hela is a character that needs the Soul Stone. So that's how you can connect her wanting to go for it.
Yeah.
Then they say that Hela, like the next part, she goes, okay, this next part's going to be bad. They're saying that Hela will kill Odin to steal the Soul Stone, because in order to get it, she needs to kill him, because of the next point that Odin is wielding the Soul Stone as the Odin Force. Like, the Soul Stone at this point is the Odin Force, much like the Reality Stone was the Aether.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a similar thing. And then they go into the part where That's how he's be able to see everything like he does, predict everything like he does. And they even at the end say for the Heimdall theory, you can kind of pass it on. Like Hela is going to use the Soulstone to kill an Asgardian, reanimate them as a zombie to fight on her side, whereas Odin can give the power to Heimdall to see the nine realms and what the 10 trillion souls to do what he has to do. That's why in the vision that Thor had, if the Soulstone gets taken away from Odin, it gets taken away from Heimdall. That's maybe why Heimdall isn't where he is anymore, because he doesn't have the power to see the souls.
Yes. You know what? A lot of that does make sense in some ways.
I saw the face you're
making
giving.
some weird
You're
faces.
not buying it. I can tell you are not buying it.
Because we know, Ricky knows full well how much I'm into the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I know. I see the look on your face. The look on your face was like, I'm not buying it.
There's a lot of parts that, I can see.
Especially when I said Hela will kill Odin. That's where it started to turn for you. I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell.
The milk started getting a little sour.
What's going on in that big old noggin of yours, Johnny?
Oh, thanks to point out that I have a big head.
Big old noggin. What's going on?
Well, I mean, there's some parts of it that I can get behind, and they do make sense in a way. I'm still behind that Heimdall has the stone. Because there's a lot of things. Yes, in mythology, and I'm talking about not like the Marvel Universe mythology. I'm talking about actual, I almost said Greek. No.
Yeah.
It's Norse mythology. Odin, yes, can basically predict the future. He can basically know he's all knowing. He's the all father. But that's because of his two ravens. And you even see the ravens in the Thor movies. Plus, how many times has Odin, in a sense, been surprised by something? Has he not seen something coming? He didn't see. He didn't see the elves coming. In fact, he said they're all dead. He was animate about them all being dead until they freaking attacked and killed his wife.
Well, and that's another thing that they mentioned too, is the one hiccup is how do you keep the Soulstone alive?
Yes.
Is Hela, it's easy. Hela, I'm just going to kill people. I kill people. I kill Asgardians. I use their soul to recharge the soul gem.
Yeah.
But for Odin, who's not like that, how do you do it? And they brought up two ideas. And the reason why I mentioned this is you brought the frost giants and elves into it, is they were saying that his father was the one that originally took it from Hela, but then passed it down to Odin, and they would kill the elves and use their souls to fuel it, but also Odin would use his own soul to fuel it, and then that's why he would go into the Odin sleep, because when his soul would get drained out, he would need to recharge himself so that he could recharge or keep the Soulstone going.
Yeah. I still I don't know. Part of me there's sticks with there's a mythology aspect they go with it, and it doesn't explain a few things. For example, we do see in a snippet of the trailer, Thor fights Hela with the Odin spear, and maybe it is coming from Hela, and I'm not completely denying this theory.
You're just not buying it.
I'm not buying it 100% because, again, like you said, just like you are, I'm more of the Heimdall has it. I'm behind Heimdall having it. But with me, you see a small snippet where he's fighting Hela, probably after they get the group together because he's in the gladiator type armor, and he has the Odin spear. He's fighting her with the Odin spear. He comes down with it, and you see that kind of the whitish yellowish glow come off of it. So it's like, well, yeah, that could be her, like the contact attack, but like that thing's powered by the Odin force. Everything's powered by the Odin force, basically. And the other thing would be to keep Asgard running for the amount of time that Loki had it, which maybe is a few months? Yeah. Possibly. If Odin's not there, how's it running without the Odin force? How's it running without the Odin force? How's it running without the Soulstone? Heimdall can still see stuff. How's that working? Yada, yada, yada. So that's why I'm not 100% buying that. It's all based on Odin having the Soulstone. He has he had the Soulstone there. He gave it to Heimdall so he can see those trillions of souls, so he can see all that stuff.
So you think Odin had it and then gave it to Heimdall?
Not like he had it to use for the Odin Force,
But he gave it to Heimdall.
Yes, because a lot of this stuff, as they said in Thor 1, you guys thought of it as, you used to think, and I'm paraphrasing, used to think of it as magic.
Yeah.
Now you call it science. Where I come from, it's one and the same. They're just so advanced, the technology. Like, and you can see in Thor 1 and Thor, no, they're both in Thor 2. When Thor brings her to Asgard.
Yeah.
They call it the Rainbow Bridge to Asgard, or they call it something else. I can't remember what it was. But she says it's an Einstein-Rosen bridge because we have scientific terms for it.
Yeah.
Whereas the other thing, it's a soul forge. Oh, it's, and I forgot which molecular blah blah blah, whatever sciencey term she used. It's like, so they're just an advanced race.
So you think the Odin Force is more science than science?
We have Mystic in the Marvel universe too. Look at Doctor Strange. They found a sciencey way to explain it in some ways, but we do have mysticism there because they can't explain all of it. You can explain the Eye of Agamotto with the Time Stone, but how do you explain the rest of them using the mysticism without that? There's just mysticism in the Marvel universe. Yeah. So how is it that Odin can have an Odin Force coming from the tree Yggdrasil, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah. The tree of life. I do love the way, too, they explain Yggdrasil kind of goes throughout all the realms. That's pretty cool, too. But in all, I think it's more so of a mysticism thing. That part of it maybe can be explained via science, but you're not going to get a complete explanation out of it because it's like... It's an advanced alien race, as they've put it. He's kind of more of an alien than he is a god, which he's still considered a demigod. Odin? No, well, Thor's considered a demigod because that would the other thing too. How do you explain the power behind Mjolnir? Not the fact that
that's what they mentioned. They mentioned too that
how it chooses who can use it.
Yeah, because how can Odin then? Basically, without the Soulstone, they're saying without the Soulstone, or they're saying with the Soulstone, it helps him say this weapon. I'm not even going to try to say the name because I fuck it up. Meow meow. Basically, it can choose whose soul is worthy of Thor. Yeah. Because he's channeling that through the Soulstone.
And part of me says, yeah, that kind of makes sense. But the other part of me says, well, explain to me how Mjolnir works then. Explain to me how, I get, I don't mean that part of it where it chooses someone. I mean, conducting. Altogether. Conducting lightning, being able to channel lightning and shoot it back out. And then, it kind of explains it via, it's just a hammer in some ways. But no, Thor can throw it and it comes back to him.
Like so that's a boomerang.
Exactly. In some ways. He can, we saw in the helicarrier scene in the first Avengers movie, he's going like this and it just comes to him. Yeah. That doesn't explain why possess the power of Thor. That's more of, I can call the damn hammer because it has an extra ability with it.
Maybe it's because it's linked to him though.
Maybe it is because it's linked to his soul.
Yeah. With me, the only thing that I think about and why I think this theory has legs to stand on.
It does. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm just kind of like...
The only reason why I think it has legs to stand on is if this is not true and Heimdall just has the stone. Yeah. What is Odin's purpose in Thor Ragnarok? Just to be banished and then come back and be king? Ragnarok is going to destroy Asgard. Yeah. There's not going to be an Asgard. So... The thing I look at is even the thing where it says Hela kills Odin, I can see that. Yeah. Because then you're getting rid of the loose string of Asgard's destroyed, but Odin's still alive. You're basically getting rid of both in one fell swoop.
Yeah, I'm not arguing, but I'm also saying where I don't see it happening. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say it doesn't have legs to stand on. I didn't say that.
I'm just saying I think it does have legs to stand.
It does have legs to stand on.
But part of me still wants to say Heimdall has it.
I really want to say Heimdall has it just because a lot of things. And the other thing would be Loki banishes Odin. Wouldn't Loki, because he's I mean, part of the underlying story in some ways is maybe he's still working for Thanos.
Yeah.
Gets into that power so he can give him the Tesseract if he finds out or knows that.
And the thing that's interesting is the alley scene.
Yeah.
Because Hela at the beginning,
that I want to talk about too
when she pops the hammer,
yeah,
no orange glow,
yeah,
looks like she doesn't have her powers. Then we see in the trailer she's got her headdress and that orangey glow.
True.
Why would Marvel? We even talked about a picture before this, Johnny. Marvel is very, very particular
meticulous
with what they want and when they want you to find things out.
That's true. Maybe she does get it because I mean, there's also Heimdall's still alive.
He is. We see him in the trailer.
He's fighting,
wrecking some ass with his sword.
Hell yeah, got that big ass sword to kill some guys with.
But we do know that he's still alive.
Yeah. So I mean, it just makes me wonder if maybe he sent him off before Loki banished him or something. Maybe.
Because he knew that, the Soulstone's not going to be safe.
Because the other thing is, if Hela doesn't have powers yet, how did she do something so powerful as to destroy Mjolnir when she doesn't really have great powers?
Maybe that's the point. Maybe that's the first point where maybe Thor throws. So here's what I'm thinking in my head when it comes to that.
Let's go with it.
Thor and Loki come into the alley. They're a little late. They see Hela kill Odin.
Okay.
And Thor gets so mad, he just throws his hammer. But at that point, that's where she first got the Soulstone and catches it.
Okay.
So it's not like an immediately, I have the Soulstone, boom, I transform. She has it now. And then that was just catch. And boom, let me blow up. That was her first thing she did after getting the Soulstone back. And then she comes out of the alley yes, I am reborn. I am Hela again, and I have all my powers.
Yeah, that could be it. And I mean, That's
the only thing I can think of. I can piece together.
I can play it. I can, if I want to, I can actually spin it to
Go ahead.
where and this is me just throwing stuff out there. I can spin it to where if I want to, Heimdall still has it.
Yeah.
if I want to just keep our point going.
Do it.
You want me to do it?
Spin
Okay.
it.
So I mean, we have Heimdall off somewhere else. We have Odin banished to Earth.
Yeah.
Who says he didn't say, "Hey, Heimdall, give me the stone back," because Loki's gonna because if he can see ultimately anything,
yeah,
give me the stone back. I'm gonna be out of here, and I need you to vomit.
So you're saying
as well.
He gave the stone to Heimdall, but then he took it back.
Took it back because for safekeeping thoughts. If we're gonna go with an all-seeing thing,
yeah,
because it's like, hey, they're probably gonna speculate you have the stone, being the seeing trillions of souls thing.
And I'm looking down because I'm looking at the trailer.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think.
I'm looking at the trailer to see if this one has the exact point with the the alley and her walking out of the alley, and I don't think this one does. This one had the one with all of them have the
Mjolnir,
whatever, and how that gets blown up. And really, when she blows it, no, that one
she still got her headdress off.
She's got her headdress off, but the trailer cuts to Thor turning back like this and flames coming in his face. I don't know if those are exactly linked up, but yeah, with this one, I thought it was an interesting theory to bring to the table.
I think it's an interesting theory. It's just
we're getting closer to Thor, about a month away now, and we know the Soulstone is going to be here, and we're going to find where the Soulstone is.
Yeah,
but do you think Odin has it? Do you think Heimdall has it? What I think is whoever has it gets it taken away.
Yeah,
Hela's going to have it for the majority of this movie. And then at the end, is it going to be lost somewhere, or is Thor going to have it? We don't know. We got to see Thor Ragnarok. But any final thoughts with this theory before we wrap up shop?
No, I want to state though that I'm not completely dismissing this theory. I'm saying
you're just not confident in it.
I'm not 100% confident in it because to me,
give me a percentage. How confident would you say you are?
I'm not giving a percent. I'm just gonna say it does have legs to stand on. I just throwing some other stuff out there that why I think Heimdall has it and why I just I guess we'll have to wait and see the movie.
Yeah.
To see how it actually all rolls out. I just still think kind of Heimdall has it because just saw in this trailer, his eyes are still glowing orange.
Yeah, Heimdall in the trailer, he does have that glowish
It's almost
tint.
yellow.
Yeah.
But it was weird. But still, he still has like, it's even more so orange than before.
Mm-hmm. He still has that tint to his eyes.
Yeah.
And really, we'll have to wait and see which side we go on in this one. But I want to turn it on to you guys. Let us know what you guys think down below in the comment section. Where do you think the Soulstone is? Do you think Odin has it? Do you think that Heimdall has it? And why? Let us know down below in the comment section. But that is going to do it for the Rick and Johnny podcast here on Most Valuable Podcast. Check out patreon.com/Most Valuable Podcast for another way to support the channel other than watching and liking our videos. Thank you to Jake, our newest patron to the Patreon family at mostvaluablepodcast.com. I want to thank you guys again for either watching and or listening. And as always, have a good day, everybody.